What is going on, YouTube? This is What Would Josh Do, and we have a quick little video on a 7 port. So we've done 4, we've done 5, we've done 6. This is 7 devices. So as it's unique. And before I start this video out, if you haven't seen my last couple videos, I want to explain that on my second channel, youtube.com/wwjoshdew, I posted a video called Why I'm Not Making Any Videos This Month. And you can hear all the kids in the background being very loud. We are babysitting, a couple more days left until they go home. And yeah, so it's been very loud. Some of them are asleep, so that's why I had a chance to grab my camera and record a couple videos before they wake up and start being loud. Because once I start editing, they can be loud all they want. And a couple more days and this house will be very, very quiet. I am definitely looking forward to it. So, with that said, let's get, and I know I've done several of these videos. Some of you may not be interested in this. The title of the video clearly says Bolse 7-port USB wall desktop charger. You can choose whether or not you click on a certain video based on the thumbnail and the title of the video. You know, some of you out there searching for something that charges this many devices may find this video useful. So, there you go. SmartIC technology, 7-port hub, 5-foot, 1.5 detachable power cord, metered compact size, 60 watts. So that's pretty high up there. 60 watts is pretty impressive. That's, that's bigger than most things I've seen when it comes to these little charging stations. So in here you have the little charging unit right here. I just dropped a couple phones, but it's okay. One input 1.5 amps, or output, so it puts out a total of 12 amps. So splitting 7 ports up, if you have let's see, 12 amps, if you have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, if you have all those filled with like the Note 3, the NVIDIA Shield and stuff like that, you're maxing out all 12 amps right there with those. But if you have something like the HTC One M8 here that calls for a little more than 1 amp, then you can have all 7 of those filled with like this phone and the Nexus 5, because these don't call for a high amperage to charge. So on this side you have the thing for plugging it in, and you have a neat little design here. And that's about that. In here you have a charging thing, so you plug this into the wall. And let's go ahead and unravel that and pull that out. Pull the little protective cap off. So we're going to get right into this, because you may not want to stick around for that long. I don't know. It's up to you. So you plug this in, and it only goes in one. Nope, it goes in both ways. It doesn't have any indication right away that it is powered on, but neither have. Oh, I was wrong. It lit up right there, so it's orange, or yellowish, whatever. And then you have some usual, say it with me, books and stuff. I stole that from Flossie Carter. Yes, I did. I'm not ashamed to admit it. All right, let's begin. I find these very useful. I have one from a different company that charges 5 things at one time, and I really like this because this seems to be just like the one I have, where you don't have to worry, hey, I have, something that uses 1 amp. I need to plug it into the 1 amp. Or I have, these 3 are 1 amp and these 4 are 2 amp. What if I have all 6 things calling for 2 amps? I've got to plug one of the 2 amp phones into a 1 amp port, which means that phone's going to get half of the charge that it's going to charge at half the speed it normally does. So you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about, am I plugging it into the right port? So let's go ahead and grab some devices. Oh, and I have ADHD, so I'm very sorry about that. But I find these very useful. I have one of these sitting on a shelf because you have this one cable right here going into your wall outlet, and it's got some pretty good length to it too. So it should reach, a shelf that's kind of high off the floor. And then while this is on a little shelf or table or something, you don't have to have this. And like, say you have a 6-way, pretend this is like a little 6-way. If you have this in there, you can't have another one right next to it. You've got to skip that port and go to the next one, and this has to kind of like bend around it. So you can only have like, 2 or 3 of these charging things at one time. So since we have the Note or the S5 thing, let's go ahead and plug that one in first. And then we'll grab the cable and plug it into the bottom of our, wow, that's, I don't know what got on that, but it is what it is. And boom, that one is charging. It says right there. And it also says that it's charging via AC. So we'll set that to the side. We'll grab a little short cable right here. Let's go ahead and plug it into the end one so we can make room for everything. And we'll take this one and we'll plug this one into our NVIDIA Shield here, which calls for over 2 amps. I believe it's 2.1, maybe 2.4. I do not recall. So that one says it's charging. So I like the little light. It doesn't change when you plug stuff in, and it lets you know, hey, this thing right here is getting power. So if one of your devices isn't charging, you don't have to troubleshoot, you know, is it my cable? Is it my phone? What is it? Let's go ahead and grab another cable and let's plug in a Nexus 5, which calls for, I believe, 1.5 amps, if memory serves me correctly. And bam, it says it's charging. Well, it's charged, but you can see that it is charging. Go ahead and go here, and it says charging via AC. So that one's that. Grab another cable here, plug this one in to right there, and then we'll charge up our HTC One M8 here. If I can get it in the freaking hole. Ugh. And that one also says charging via AC. We'll get another cable here, and let's plug that one into our Moto G here. This is the phone my daughter uses, so we have a green case on it for her. It's not activated. She just uses it to play Netflix and games and stuff. In case you're like, you gave your little bitty kid a freaking phone. Charging via AC. All right. And then let's grab our Note 3. Plug that one into this port right here. And let's charge up our Note 3. And that one says that it's charging. And via AC as well. Last but not least, let's use that 7th port here. And let's plug in our Nexus 7. And that one says it's charging as well via AC. So let's zoom out so you can see what all we've done here. As you can see, we are using this thing to its full potential. We have 7 things charging off of one wall outlet. One wall outlet. We don't need, some of these. We don't need like a huge long power strip to charge up all of our devices. We have one cable, and then you can have this sitting on a shelf charging up all of your things. And also, if you wanted to, you could take like this. Let's unplug one of our phones here. And if you have like an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4 controller, the Xbox One controller will need to have one of the separate charging packs that you buy from Walmart or something. Plug it into here, and bam, it glows orange. This controller is full, so as you see, the light went away. It's not going to come back. It doesn't need to be charged. And that's what I use mine for a lot. I charge up my Xbox and my PlayStation controllers, and I don't have to have a long cable coming from the console, unless, of course, it's dead and it's the only controller I have and I need it to charge while I'm playing, then I have to make that exception. But as you can see, if you have this many devices and you need something to charge all of them, this might be for you. This is impressive. All of them are charging full speed off of AC. This is like 2 amps, 1.75 or 1.6 or something like that, and then 2.1, and then like 1.5, and I believe the Moto G calls for just 1 little amp. So actually we can go ahead and prop that up in a little case we have for it here, and there we go. And also I have one for this phone here, so yeah, I could do that if I wanted to. But so we've got 2 amps, 1.5, 2, 1.5, 1.5, 1. So you do the math on all that. This thing's going to put out a maximum of 12 amps. It's not warm yet, but I'm sure it does get warm once it's pushing out 12 amps to all of your devices. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. Please follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I post, what videos I'm doing that day or what I'm up to, and if you just want to stay up to date outside of YouTube and not wait for the next video to be posted. Also, I am getting the NVIDIA Shield tablet, So when that comes, I'll be doing some unboxing, first impressions, review, unlock bootloader, root, how games perform on it. We're gonna see just what benchmarks we get out of that Tegra K1. Super excited about that sucker. So many more videos coming soon that are not based off of batteries and charging stations. Right now, this one might be my replacement just because I can charge a total of 7 things with my 5-port one from a different company. I have found myself running like waiting for something to charge so I can unplug it and charge something else. As you can see, we have 7 of my devices on this table right now, and we have a couple more tablets, a couple more phones. I mean, we could charge almost everything. I mean, seriously, 7 devices at one time. This, in Flossie Carter's words, is a go. I'm gonna be, testing this out and seeing if it's my new charging station. And I might take the other one I've been using and put it near my nightstand so at night I can charge. Because right now I have my service on my HTC One M8 here. We have service on the S5, and we have service on the Nexus 5. Sprint, T-Mobile, AT&T. I'm going to get Verizon eventually and drop Sprint because they suck. They've sucked for over 2 years now. Anyways, if you want to see my rant about Sprint versus T-Mobile, go to my second channel, youtube.com/wwjoshdew. I also have a gaming channel, youtube.com/wwjoshdew. Links to purchase this will be in the description below. Just below the video, there'll be like about, share, etc. There'll be some little text that says show more. Click that and it'll expand the description, and you'll be able to see all the links to my various social media accounts, my other YouTube channels, to this right here, and etc. This is What Would Josh Do? And I'm out.